Hey there YouTube, I am at Standing Stone State Park Campground. Thought I'd give you a tour, show you around a little bit of the park and the campground itself. I've got 2 nights here. This is my second night. It's a Saturday and there's hardly anybody here, so I got some stuff to tell you about that. Let me spin the camera around so you can kind of get an idea of where I'm at. So this is the main road that you come in on. When you come in the main road to the park, you'll notice that there's a little right up here that takes you up to one of the group cabins. There are several cabins in this park, lots of buildings to rent if you're into that. And then if you make a left instead, this road here takes you right into the park. And then you'll notice off to the right, there's kind of like a sidewalk that leads down. That sidewalk takes you to the network of trails. It's really one main trail, the lake trail. There's a couple little spurs. But there's one fairly nice lake trail that goes around. Kelly Lake is the name of it. And then this is the road that takes you right into the campground. So I've been to this state park before just to hike around, but I've never stayed at the campground. And it's a Saturday. It's March 1st right now, I believe, or March 2nd, something like that. It's a bit chilly, but the weather otherwise is absolutely beautiful. There's hardly anybody here. So there's probably a few reasons for that. I think one of the reasons is that this, oh my goodness. He just does a pickup. I'm trying to do a video and he's picking up, he pulled me down and picked up this big old stick. He didn't pull me down, but he pulled me aside anyways, just out of nowhere. What was I saying? Anyways, there's hardly anybody here. So there's a couple reasons for that. I think one of the reasons is the location of this place. So we're in Middle Tennessee. I think it's maybe 45 minutes north of Cookeville. It's kind of out of the way. The other thing is it's not like the most, I don't know, dynamic state park. There's no waterfalls here. There's nothing especially gorgeous to see. It's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's nice, but there's much nicer state parks, much bigger state parks in Tennessee than Standing Stone. I'm right here at the entrance, and within sight in any direction, there's nobody camping here at all. But I think one of the other reasons that it's not very popular is it's pretty run down. Now there's a sign when you come in saying that they're going to do some major renovations of this place this year. But like this site here is one of the few somewhat level sites. Most of them are on a grade and are just not very well kept. Even the road that you come in on, which it doesn't look bad here watching me, record it, but there's a lot of potholes around here and the pavement is fallen to pieces in some spots. Backing into your site, like right here, you can't tell, but there's like a 6-inch dip right there, more or less. So you just got to be careful. In fact, the site that I originally reserved, I couldn't get set up in it. It took me half hour just to back into it. And once I was backed in, the slope was so severe, and my camper has a door on the rear. That's how you get in from the back of it. That rear door was like 4 feet off the ground. And my steps wouldn't even reach, even with blocks underneath the legs of my steps to get in. I couldn't get into my camper. So like you can see, there's nobody here. So it was very easy to have my site switched to a different one. But so that's just one of the things about this place, is it's not kept up very well. There's a camper up here, so I'm not going to film his campsite, but you can just kind of see the slope down to this one on the left. But if you look up this one here, you could just see what a mess that would be to back into. And it's uphill the whole way. Not even at the very end is it level. That one there is also uphill. And then up ahead here, you might see some people standing. I think they're just hanging out there doing a cookout or something. But that's the site that I was at previously that was just downhill. Pretty severe. And you'll see where I'm at right up ahead here now. Site 15. It is on a bit of a grade, so I won't say it was easy getting myself down here, but I managed. And the tongue of my trailer is only like, I don't know, maybe a foot off the ground. but it's a nice site. I got a nice view behind. Some hillside, picnic table, fire ring, etc. It's pretty nice. Got one neighbor up there and no one else really around. So I'm going to keep making around this loop. Again, I'm site 15, so I chose that when I moved. I chose this one because of the view behind it. With the rear door of my camper, it's kind of nice looking out there. But I'll keep going around the loop and I'll show you some more. We're already about a third of the way through this campground. Like I said, it's pretty small. So when you pass by my campsite and you go up this hill, continuing on the loop, you'll see there's a building up ahead. There are 2 bathhouses here, and this one also apparently has a laundry room. Kind of unique, so that's good to know. I'm not going to give you a tour of those places because there's a couple people here anyways, and I don't want to barge in on anybody. But I did check them out earlier, and they're definitely nice. So if you continue around the loop that I'm at, up this ways, it takes you out. But we are going to go down here. I think there's one other person camping down here, and that's literally it. A guy in a tent. But this takes you to another loop. I think it's primarily 2 loops here. And you can see this this one here is site 21. Site 21 has like a swing. What's he doing now? This dog scratcher. There's a swing there. I don't think I've ever seen a state park campground that's got a site with a swing like that. So that's kind of neat. And there's a big pavilion here. That sun is right facing the camera, so I don't even know if you'll be able to see that so well. But a nice long pavilion with several picnic tables. And then we'll keep going this way. You can see we'll make a right. If I made a right, that'll take us out. We're going to go down and look at sites 22 to 31. So on the far end of this loop is the second bathhouse. And there's trash cans at each of these as well. And then there's also a dumpster right at the exit. And these sites over here are a little bit better. This one here, which is site 25, is probably the most level one in the whole place, I think. And that's a nice long straight shot. So if you are someone that needs a wheelchair accessible site, it's good it's level, because I couldn't imagine some of these others. I couldn't imagine having to navigate them in a wheelchair. It's hard enough just walking around. It's site 26 here, and then we're coming right down to the end. This is site 28, and it's a tent camping only site. I can't say I know why that's the case. Maybe because it gives you access to that top of that hillside behind it for multiple tents. I'm not sure. Got site 29. Another thing is a lot of these are pretty short. I'm being pretty negative in this video, and I don't normally do negative reviews. And I'm not having a negative experience here. I'm actually really glad I came here. But I'm just trying to be realistic with you. The advantage of a place like this that is a bit run down and there's not a lot of people staying at it on a weekend like this is, well, that's the advantage. The advantage of coming to a place that maybe people don't want to normally come to is that you have a lot of it to yourself. And this whole state park is like that. I walked today, I don't know, somewhere close to 10 miles, and I saw one set of people the entire time on a Saturday. Beautiful weather. I mean, just look at the sky. It is, you couldn't ask for a prettier day. You got just the right amount of clouds, blue skies. It's a little bit chilly, but that's nothing. Here's site 30, by the way, and you can see it is just, it's uphill. The whole way is uphill. The tongue of your trailer, if you could fit your trailer there, that's probably only like 20, 25 feet long, I don't know. But your trailer tongue would be, you know, a couple feet off the ground at least to make it level. The next one is, and here's the thing, I know on camera these don't look nearly as steep as they are, but they are steep. And they're narrow too. Geez, I am being so negative. I am so sorry to be that way, but I don't know. I mean, that's maybe 9 feet across. So your trailer's 8 foot. You got to squeeze yourself back there between those cross ties on the left and the right. I don't know. All right, a couple other facts about this place. So you've got water and electric on all the sites. Water and electric is good, even when it's below freezing, like it's going to be 25 degrees tonight. That's another reason why there's not a lot of people here. I know that, but in looking at reviews for this place before I booked, a lot of the reviews said that they were there like in June and there was nobody here. So I don't know if that's the primary reason, but it is a factor. I get it. At any rate, what was I saying? Water and electric, and you got Wi-Fi. So there's Wi-Fi all throughout here, and it works pretty well, at least at my camper. My Wi-Fi is picking up just fine. Cell signal is weak. I get no cell signal at my campsite. If I'm up here by the road, I get like 1, maybe 2 bars with Verizon. So you're going to need the Wi-Fi if you're into that. I need it. So no sewage connections anywhere. There is a dump station. The dump station is not here in the campground. It's towards the exit of the state park. So I'm not going to show you that now. I drove past it and it's fine. This is not as detailed of a review as my previous campground videos. There's just not a lot to show. I'm walking here. I'm walking right back to my camper because we completed the whole campground in that amount of time. So yeah, I don't know. What I give this I give the campground a C+. The facility itself gets a C+. I've stayed at much worse. And I know, like I said, there's a sign out front. They're renovating it this year. It's going to be better. The state park, although small, is nice enough. I give the state park like a B. I'm doing these, I never did a rating like this. I don't know how many stupid videos I've made. I've never done a rating before, so this is incomparable. Like I could say it's a C+ or an A. It doesn't make a difference because there's no other grades. No other place I've been to has had a grade like this. So, state park is nice. It's fine. It's fine. The trails were all well marked. Were pretty. In fact, let's talk a little bit about that because that's the reason you would come here. I think is not to enjoy the campground, but to enjoy the state park. So if you look at the map, you could see that there's some kind of historic tea room here. There's a big dam, and you could walk or drive across the dam. And by the dam, there's a play area, playgrounds, a big field. There's a recreation center as well, and for like sports and stuff. And then, like I said, there's all of those cabins. Some of the cabins overlook the lake, others do not. So all of that is very, very pretty. And that's a nice reason to come here for that reason. All right, I'm sitting at the picnic table by the campsite. Ricky is staring because the guy up there in that really, really cool little hiker camper, probably can't see it, but it's a little teardrop style hiker camper. I used to have one of those, not nearly as nice as his. It's a really gorgeous new camper. He said he just got it and he's staying in it for the first time this weekend. Anyways, that guy's got a really pretty golden retriever. And Ricky is just intent on causing problems for that golden retriever. The dog doesn't have a mean bone in its body. And Ricky just wants to agitate it. I know. I read his mind. He wants to agitate that poor dog. Anyways, so if you want recreation for sports stuff, pavilions, renting a lodge. There's a big lodge here as well, the Overton Lodge. You could rent that as well. All those kind of things are nice reasons for fishing. It's a great place to come fishing. All that is really cool. In terms of hiking, like I said, we walked about 10 miles total today. About 7 miles around the state park here, which is pretty cool. Like I showed you at the beginning, there's a sidewalk that goes down and it goes down around the lake. When you're going around the lake, there's a couple little bridges that you cross that are pretty. The lake water is really nice. We saw a couple otters. There's a couple docks down there as well, so you can kind of walk around these docks. And if you have your own boat, you could use those docks to put your boat in the water. If you don't have your own boat, you could rent, looks like there was like fishing boats, kayaks, and paddle boards that you could rent. Pretty cool. And then, like I said, there's that big dam that you could walk over. And then on the other side of that dam is there's a wide open field there. And Ricky was able to just run around free there because there was nobody. Like I said, I saw nobody walking around here this morning. I didn't see a single person. So he was able just to run free, which was kind of cool. There's bathrooms down there and all of that. And then there's, you can watch the dam, the water come over the dam, and there's like a suspension bridge that you go across, and that's just continues on the trail. The trail goes up and down, so there's a lot of ups and downs on the trail. Goes all the way around the lake, and it's pretty cool. I thought it was neat. Like I said, I've been to the park before, years and years ago, but I've never stayed here at the campground. And I like it. It's a very nice place. It's a nice part of Tennessee because it's quiet and not a lot of people know this place exists. There's also another trail called Cooper Mountain Trail that intersects with the lake trail that goes around here. Cooper Mountain Trail was not maintained by the state park. I don't know if you heard all that or not, but this guy just came around this bend flying really fast with his Coleman camper, and because this road is so broken into pieces, he just, I could hear him going up the hill. I don't know where he's going. I hope he doesn't end up next to me because he seemed like a wild man. So the other place we went today that's about 35 minutes from here is Cordell Hull State Park. Another, even smaller. I mean, this state park is just tiny. I'm not a historian, but Cordell Hull was somebody of significance because his birthplace is there, and there's a museum to him there too. But anyways, that state park is cool because even though it's very small, there's a loop that goes around the trail. It's like a 2.5 mile trail, and it takes you down to Bunkum Cave. So there's a cave you could just walk right in, like you just go right in. If you go into a certain extent, there's ropes that say don't go past these ropes because of some sort of bat infection or infestation, or you get an infection from the bat infestation. I don't know. I didn't have a flashlight or anything, so I didn't go any further than that anyways, but you could just literally step over the rope and just explore the cave all by yourself. But it was a cool area because there were a couple small waterfalls, and just a very pretty, again, very narrow, very small state park with a very short trail. But Cordell Hull, you could visit his like homestead or his house where he was born and raised, which is pretty neat. And all that's just wide open. Like you just walk right in and sit on the bed if you want to. Very, very bizarre to see a place like that. I've been to historic birthplaces in the past, and usually all that stuff is like behind glass or something, you know, or you have to go in with a tour guide. You can just do whatever you want. There was a loom there. I could have just started making some clothing on the loom if I wanted to. So we did that too, and there's another nice little walk around, and just the whole area around here. Between here and there's a couple of very pretty small towns with restaurants. I got pizza at a place called Dale Hollow Pizza today. Really, really good family operated pizza place in a really tiny small town. There's really not much else there besides this pizza place and like a Dollar General and stuff. Well, I don't know what else to say, and that's about it. This is, oh, I'll tell you this. Okay, I do know one bit of history. Standing Stone State Park. This is where I'm at right now, Standing Stone. Apparently there was like a ceremonial stone that was literally standing by the Native Americans way back when, you know what, 300 years ago or something like that. Well, for whatever reason, the stone fell over. I don't know who knocked it over. I'm trying to give you history. I don't even know the history, but the stone fell over and it got broken up into pieces or something like that. So at some point, like in the 20th century, they decided to rebuild the stone. So they put it back together again, which is great, right? So you thought, okay, well, you come to Standing Stone State Park, you'll get to see this historic ceremonial standing stone that's been restored. Well, no, you can't, because whoever decided to put it back together again, they took it off in some museum. So it's not even here. There is no standing stone at Standing Stone State Park. Gosh darn it, this really does feel like a negative campground review. I'm having a great time. I seriously am. There's very few people here. It's very, very quiet. That's the number one factor for me to have a good time anywhere, is for there to be no people. Like I could just go to like an abandoned mall parking lot and be quite happy because there'll be no people around. So that alone is a great quality of Standing Stone State Park. If you are someone that is just annoyed at humans most of the time, this is, and you want to go to a state park, because usually state parks are just packed with people. If you want a state park that's not packed with people in Middle Tennessee, off the beaten path with, all right, this is the summary. You want a state park in Middle Tennessee without a lot of people, that's off the beaten path, that's got some nice, mid-tier hikes to take, nothing too strenuous, nothing too glorious, but nice all the same, nature, quiet nature. And if you want like a sport complex, and if maybe you want to rent a cabin, or maybe you just want to just drive around some beautiful countryside and see some small towns, then Standing Stone State Park is probably a great campground for you to stay at. Unless you're renting a cabin, then you wouldn't be staying at the campground. You can rent a beautiful cabin and walk around the campground and walk right by there and wave to me, and I'll wave back at you. Try that. I don't know. I'd come back here. I say that because, yeah, I would absolutely come back here and stay again. I think especially in the winter, this is a great place. So that's it. Could have been a short video. It's longer than it needed to be. But thank you for watching it all the same, and I hope that I see you in the next one. And this boy is still staring at that golden retriever over there. He just wants to cause some trouble. He hears me talk. Yeah, I'm talking about you, trouble causer. That's what you are. That's all right. Okay, for real now, we're going to go inside. It's getting chilly. Thanks again for watching. Catch you in the next one.